In this video, I'm gonna go through the most important things that were being discussed on Court of the Rings January 27th. Update 35 Beta. Aurora is supposed to be coming out in 2 weeks, that's the goal at least. First look at the Cappy and the Warden changes. As you can see, the power rework is coming with this update. So when we get Bullroarer, the power rework is gonna be on that patch. So hopefully in about 2 weeks we get to try out all the new stuff. Since we had on Mac Mahal on there, he's the main Captain and Warden dev that's doing the rework. Talked about Captain a bit. Blue line is getting more burst healing and less passive healing, so you'll be less of a passive healing bot and more of a main healer. We know that red is getting more damage. They think yellow is fine. We also got confirmation that Shield of Dunedain is going to blue line from yellow. So SOD is going from yellow to the blue line as a capstone trait. CDG stands for Call to Greatness. What skills will be reset for each line? Shield of the Dunedain will reset in blue line. Both breakers will still reset in red line. And the new capstone skill in yellow at the 4 will reset in yellow line. And this skill replaces SOD as the capstone in yellow line. And it's kind of like a thickened hide. The Bjorning cooldown kind of works in a similar way. Yellow Captain is also getting a new skill that is labeled a mini SOD, so a bit weaker than the original SOD, but pretty much functioning the same way, just a little bit weaker. The Blade of Elendil being a taunt is getting fixed with this update, so when update 35 comes out, no longer can you taunt with Blade of Elendil. We're also getting the return of Defensive Strike skill. This skill will be a secondary opener to get battle readied. This way, Yellow Captain won't be stuck with Battle Shout only, but instead have 2 ways to open up battle readied stance. There was also some Warden talk. Warden is getting some immediate cooldowns both in red and blue line, and these cooldowns will be stronger with the advanced techniques mechanic that's coming out. If you have 3 stacks of advanced technique, the cooldowns will be at their maximum potential. Recovery and quick recovery have their cooldowns reduced. If you mess up your gambits, it should now be easier to recover. Both of these skills have a reduced cooldown. We already know it, but yellow line is going bye-bye. Yellow Warden is not a thing anymore. Instead, it's going to be a utility line. Leveling as a Warden will also be more streamlined, and you will have all your gambits by level 50. And with this rework, it doesn't matter which stance you're playing. Melee and range stance will both give the same effects. So any gambit in melee will have the same effect as ranged, so it doesn't matter which stance you are. The only difference is melee, you have to be close, and in ranged stance, you can be far away from some of the skills. And there was also some talk about some skills being removed, such as Shield Piercer and Wages of Fear, that don't really serve any purpose. Orion talked about PvMP a bit, and these notes are specifically for update 35. Ice and Deep Mine, which you can find all the way north in the Etmoors, is being changed from a keep. Instead, it'll be a raid encounter where the Drake Matron Grodris will have her lair. So both sides can kind of go up there and fight her, and whoever gets the killing blow gets all the good bonuses until she resets and you can go again to try to kill her. There was a little bit of talk about quests, and Orion said that quests that require you to kill other real players will be the most rewarding. He also talked about, he called it like an embarrassing mistake. Oopsie. Some of the classes were not counting towards quests/deeds, I think. Meaning the newer classes, so Brawler, Bjorning, even Runekeeper and Warden in some instances. But this has now been fixed. But they were not counting towards some quests, I believe. But it should be fixed now. We also got news that we're gonna get carryalls for Etmore's items. Just some more quality of life changes there. Some other PvMP talk. A lot of players want heal target forwarding removed from the game, but Orion explained it pretty simply. they found a way to remove this. They believe that players will still work around it and create exploits, so they're not gonna put resources into this exact thing. He also briefly talked about them wanting to add weeklies, and you could probably get like LI stuff as rewards on the Freep side. And Creep side, they weren't quite sure yet, but they'll have to think about this. He also talked about possibly getting dedicated servers only for PvMP, so some servers just working on the moors, since there's going to be a lot of action there compared to most other places, so it could make sense. This is something that's not confirmed. He just mentioned it as a possible thing that they might be able to do. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing to help out the channel, leave a like, join my Discord, and I'll see you in the next one. If you're playing or looking to play Lord of the Rings online, there is one place you need to be. The Ghyniverse! The Ghyniverse is a community Discord server for the game Lord of the Rings Online. In this server, you'll find anything from giveaways. There's also a frequently asked questions channel that I would recommend checking out first. You'll be able to see when I put out new YouTube videos, whenever I stream. You can also ask for the streamer role, and you'll be able to post your own streams in this server for everyone to see. There's currently over 5,000 members in this Discord, and it keeps growing. You will also find discussion channels about the game, LOTRO. You can ask any questions in the help channel. There's discussions for every single class in the game and PvP. But one of the best things about this server is the best in slot items section. In this section you can find trait lines for every single class. You will find screenshots of the current best gear being displayed. In this channel you'll find charts showing what stats you need for your characters, mitigations, mastery crit, finesse, but you'll also find useful information about drop rates in different instances. I hope you will consider joining my server, and maybe one day I'll see you in Middle Earth.